What is up, you guys? What is up, you guys? Hope you guys are having a great day. Happy Monday. Welcome back to Enki's CannaCult. I'm your host, Alchemist Ganjier, and this is your go-to podcast for all things cannabis. Now, today we're taking a deep dive into some pivotal moments in cannabis legalization across the states. And we're also having a festive unboxing of a Cannabis Christmas Mystery Box. Now, let's ignite today's discussion with some exciting unboxing. I wanted to talk a little bit about the legislative updates because there's some, interesting stuff going on. But I have been anxiously anticipating opening this thing. It's a Christmas gift. I don't even know which Cannabis Mystery Box, company this comes from. My bae, Sam got it for me. And so we're going to crack into this thing. I'm hoping that this is a different situation than when I did the Wiz Khalifa mystery unboxing, which ended up just being a bunch of Wiz Khalifa tour stuff and nothing really cannabis related at all. But that was also me rolling the dice on something that I was already willing to accept that. And also I love my Wiz Khalifa hoodie. Many of you guys have seen it, little Ninja Turtle action. But this one, Sam was very well aware of the debacle with the Wiz Khalifa thing, and she told me that she was positive that this was actually a cannabis-related mystery box. But yeah, so let's go ahead and crack into this thing. Yes. All right. There we go. All right. Yeah. How is everybody doing today, by the way? How you doing, Mary? All right, let's go ahead and open this. I wish it said on the outside of the package, even where it came from, but I guess it'd be more likely to get stolen. It just says shipping manager. Came from Arizona. But yes, all right. And it's a shirt. Bro, hold up. I know I just said that I'm pretty sure that this is not just a clothing box, but let's go ahead and get into this. All right, hold on. Okay. Okay. Obviously there's some other stuff down up in here for us to see. First we got a shirt. All right, we got a shirt. And it still doesn't say in here. Why don't we actually, before I start getting into this, I would love to figure out where this box came from. The box itself, it's pretty basic, but also pretty cool. Has a little get lit on there. So if they have that on there and there isn't it's on the cannabis, I would be disappointed. But I'm not sure. Actually, I see a tag, but it doesn't look like it actually has their business name on it, which makes this an ultra mystery box, possibly. I can't get it out. It's okay. So this is a Cannabox gift card. Cannabox. It's Cannabox. Okay. So this is a Cannabox mystery box. All right. Very cool. And apparently there's a you can win a gift card. Okay, that's what that says. All right. So now that we know what this is Cannabox. All right. So we got this shirt here. All right, let's see. What does it say? I'll let you guys see it first, huh? It says home for the holidays. Days with a Z. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty cool, pretty legit. As far as shirts go, it feels like it's pretty reasonable quality. Does seem like it might be a little baggy, but it also says it's a medium. So I probably am just not processing that. Okay, so all right, so we got a shirt. That's cool. That I feel like considering all the lead up I just said, that the shirt was the first thing. I think that was a little. I set myself up for that. That was the universe just having a joke. Okay, so what else we got here? Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Got a little munchy action. Well, sort of munchy action. Looks like they got a Ghirardelli double chocolate hot cocoa mix, which is just that. It's just a hot chocolate. It's not like infused or anything like that. I don't think they would be able to send that anyway. Okay, a little juicy tray action. Yeah, I am mad at it. I am mad at it. Yeah, it's nice to have a little mini tray. Like action for some on-the-go stuff, you know? Okay. Yeah, and then it's just this thing that says raw. But I'm not really sure what it is. We're definitely gonna have to open this one. Oh, you know what, bro? It is a canna stocking. Yo, it's funny. I'm going to see my my fiance's folks for the holidays in a couple of days, and like, while they're not like against cannabis, like I do know that they're like a little bit like the old school type that are like iffy about it. I can only imagine how they would feel about this stocking. We'll definitely have this hanging at our house. I'll have to, yeah, well, yeah, okay, so can of stocking. All right, so what else we got in here? What else we got here? We got a lighter, you know, like I've noticed this style lighter has been getting more popular, the whole like round, like I'm not really sure why. I guess maybe because like it has like a better flame, maybe it's like less likely to burn. Like I don't know, but like I've been seeing these around a lot. So that's all right. We got some Vibes rice cones. Yo, I'm not gonna lie, I don't do Vibes a whole lot, but like I've liked them pretty much every time that I've used their cones. So that's definitely legit. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. You know, some sticker action. You know, official Cannabox. And oh, I like that. I like that. Yes, it says "Let it blaze for the holidays." And last but not least, we got this right here. Feels solid, right? And it says ginger. It says gingerbread on it, right? So I'm assuming this is probably going to be our piece here. Okay, so let's go ahead and. Yo, okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's take a little look at this thing, guys. We've got ourselves a gingerbread bowl, with a bite missing. Look at that. Arr. Yeah, not the gumdrop buttons. Yo, look at this. Look at, yo. I like this. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. It is a water pipe. I'm sorry. It's not a water pipe. It's a dry pipe. Yeah. So we got the bowl here in the foot, and looks like the mouthpiece is outside of the head here, with there's a little carb in the arm here. They're really small, like this, like that, and then there's, like, there we go, that little bit there. So oh wait, no, I'm definitely holding. Oh boy, this is awkward. I feel like I would want the mouthpiece on the top of the head, but instead it's on like the side. So so I'm like trying to figure out the best way to hold. Okay, so maybe I'll hold it like that. Okay. All right. You know, let's like it can look as cool as it wants, but like how does it hit? How does this hit? So we're gonna go ahead and check this thing out with the cultivar that we're going to be reviewing today, and that is some Bahama Bussdown by Dewey of Dewey's Cannabis on IG. Talented grower. I've been checking out some of his stuff for a little while now, and yeah, he hooked me up with some of his flower, this Bahama Bussdown, that I have been, I'd say enamored. It could be a good word. It's this flower. It's like it's very like cushy, kind of like well. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Yeah, let's go ahead. Oh, yes. Like, very, very cushy, very, very skunky, with some dank going on to it, too. And the flower is, it's really beautiful. I know I'm not one that, like, really makes a big deal on how, like, flower looks. More about how it smells, how it feels, you know, like, in the hand, like, how does it break down? How does it taste? The smoothness, but when it's beautiful, it's beautiful. You know, let's get us a closer look at one of these flowers here, okay? And ooh, there we go. Bam. Okay, let's look at this thing here. All right. And you already see wonderful structure on it. Very well intact. This is one of those where you really have to like do a double take on whether or not it is. Hold on one second. Wow, that's like really. I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and invest in that full app. Let's say there's a little bit of sugar leaf action on here, but here if we pluck off this sugar leaf, actually, which didn't really want to come off here, like it's very well coated in trichomes. You know, it's like split that open and just very, very sticky bud. This is not like necessarily the loudest flower, but it has such great complexity to it. And a really wonderful like high with this. But like it's got a really good density to it, good good tackiness to it. You know, let's get a closer look at this thing. Okay. Like the trichome coverage on this is very, very high, very intense. Like that's just lovely, lovely goodness right there. Here, in fact, we're gonna get closer in still. Let's see how. Whoops. Yeah, let's actually get a spot that you can. Look at that. Like just really, really lovely. Right. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of like the whole like weed porn type stuff by really any means, but this flower here has just like it's very nice. I'm like very much looking forward to this one. So let's go ahead and let's break some of it down here, huh? And see how it smokes. All right, so we'll get that for the time being. And so this is like a flower has a really good density to it. And from the smells it is giving off, like I can tell that this is going to have like a nice little uplift at first, that is going to like lead pretty quickly and like into like a nice like full body relax. There's like so much just like gas and earth interplay on each other here. All right, so we'll give this a. Let's see how the stick goes. Oh, and there it goes, all of it. So, very, very, very nice resin content for how it was feeling. All right, I'll go ahead and pack up this little guy's foot. Now, one thing I will say, like to the credit of this flower here, is that being in a spoon pipe like this, or a spoon pipe like style, it's really going to put a lot more pressure on the flower to perform, because like it won't have any like, you know, added like filtration or what or anything like that. But yeah, let's see how this baby rocks. Now, I gotta say, I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't have this hit this like with the up close bong cam. I just don't really know what there is to see about this. So yeah, but if you guys think I'm in error and I should have this on the bong cam, by all means. But yeah, let's go ahead and hit this thing, guys. Yeah. So also, what is everybody toking on tonight? Oh yes, let's see what everyone's toking on. This is Bahama Bussdown. Cheers. Oh wait, no, I still haven't figured out the best way to hit this yet. I'm fumbling. I'm trying, because like the arm is the carb, and I want to hold it, but then when I do that, it automatically straightens it out. And like I'm worried that if I have my finger too close to the bowl, like I might like burn myself or something, because I gotta like turn it sideways. I gotta say, this is very awkward. This is a very awkward pipe. But yes, all right. Cheers. Oh, but that Bahama Bussdown is hitting so wonderfully nice, and just like this leathery kind of like varnish, like a little gassy. You know, very, very nice. Very, very nice indeed. Definitely like the coloring effects with the gingerbread filling up. Let's see if we can get it like this. Hold on. It's like I got like a gingerbread pastry and I'm sucking out all the cream. I mean, it's a little bit harsh, but like for it being a spoon pipe that there's no filtration of any kind, it's literally just nebulizing in this space here. I mean, it's hidden. It's like this is hidden. You know, the Bahama Bussdown like is doing really great. This piece is like pretty cool. Pretty cool. As awkward as it's feeling, I'm slowly getting the hang of it. I feel like if I hold it like this, right? Like I hold it like this, and it's like more like it's like a harmonica piece, like. But with my torch lighter, I also feel like, because I'm like going like almost outside my field of view to hit it, that I'm going to end up torching my finger by accident, which is like right next to the ball. So isn't that something? All right, so we'll let that sit for a second, while we you know, process the initial vibe, and also get into some exciting updates going on in the country for cannabis legislation. Okay, so first off, New York is setting the stage for a greener future. All right, guys, hold on to your hats, maybe your joints too, folks. Like New York Governor Kathy Hochul, she just signed a couple of bills that are about to make the Empire State a little bit greener, y'all. Yeah. The state that's already been going pretty heavy pink and blue with all the spray pack stuff, they're going a little greener. Now, the first thing is that she's bringing back the Cannabis Growers Showcase. Okay? If y'all remember that farmers market situation that they were talking about in California, where they were trying to like help out the actual growers and the cultivators, that kind of that fell on its face a little bit. New York actually took some meaningful steps towards making that happen, right? Farmers market, all right, guys, that's what we're thinking about here, but cooler, because you can actually buy cannabis directly from the people who grow it. This is not your grandma's craft fair, guys. Like, and that is so cool. I have been like really wanting something like this to happen in Virginia. It seems to be like really the only thing that properly makes sense, since they're trying so hard to keep MSOs that are not medical like out of the state. Why not have it in the hands like of the local growers? Like as long as you can provide like a certificate of analysis showing that your stuff is clean, and then allow like proper competition to take place, right? Because I promise you, like, I go somewhere and I get some boofy weed or some moldy weed, or it's super harsh, like I'm not getting it again. And I also will like tell my friends, like, and if there's some amazing shit, like I'm telling you guys right now, this Bahama Bussdown, like I love the uplift that I'm getting with it on the get-go, that's already creating a little bit of like relaxing vibrations that's coming through. Okay. It's like, this is almost like the antithesis of sour diesel, where sour diesel is more on the stimulating side of things that like has a body relax. This is something that is on the more relaxing side of things that still has enough of gas of an up. So the fact that this is being smoked in a spoon pipe style bowl instead of like a bubbler where I could just like rip like more of it, is doing it like some favors towards like not just like going straight into a relax. So interesting. But right, moving on into the New York stuff, because there's other stuff going on, all right? Because that was just one bill, right? The second bill that Hochul signed clarifies that cannabis is an agricultural product, just like carrots or kale, which is so funny because I was literally just debating with my colleague, my friend, like Ian Hill of Garrett Farms, about like how like it's not, I don't really view it as like a cultural product just like anything else, but on a legal matter it would make things like way more, say, simpler, but like honestly, like the consensus kind of was that like no one is going to do that anytime soon, and yet like here I find out later on today that New York actually is doing it. So like, yeah, that's like that's awesome. And I mean, of course, maybe like it's not exactly like kale because no one's making brownies out of kale. But what this does mean is that cannabis farmers can enjoy the same benefits as other farmers, like lower tax rates, for example. So growing weed just got a huge green thumbs up. And like, that's not even all. Like, I mean, really, Governor Hochul is really like, she is like on a path to really try to like make cannabis work up there, okay? Because she like just making all this other stuff happen. But of course, like most politicians, like there isn't going to be all good without a little bit of negative. And like she did like throw in a bit of a buzzkill. Into this little mix here by vetoing another bill that would have made tax payments basically like a lot easier for marijuana businesses. Like it seems that the governor isn't really ready to pass around the tax breaks, like shared blunt, which I mean, if we all think about it, what is that a surprise for anybody, But at the same time, why all the fuss about farmers markets for weed, Like New York had a bit of a rocky start with cannabis in retail. It moved pretty slow, not as slow as Virginia by any means, but like pretty slow. And these markets, they're like finally on a way to light a fire under the legal cannabis scene. Like this is going to be giving consumers access to legal products, like while like the state plays catch up on catch up in opening shops. Now, for a little bit of a background flavor, we'll say, these showcases aren't just about buying and selling cannabis. They're about creating a community. Guys, we're talking grassroots. They bring growers, processors, consumers together, not just to transact, but to chat, to learn, build relationships. Guys who have ever been to a cannabis event, like growers event around Virginia, sound familiar? You know, this is like, it's like speed dating, but for weed enthusiasts. Only you go home with great like buds instead of phone numbers. Yeah. Also, Senator Michelle Hinchy and Assembly Member Donna Lupardo, the legislative cheerleaders like for these bills, believe that this is a big win for small farmers and local cannabis industry, and I absolutely agree. They're painting visions of a bustling market where legal cannabis thrives free from the weeds of bureaucracy. And I gotta say, like, until we find the poison pill in this, like, in this little soup here, like, I gotta say, it seems really great and could just make good precedents for, like, everyone else around here. And as for the nitty gritty of the new agricultural stats for cannabis, it's all about making sure that the folks are growing your favorite cultivars, like are treated on par with those cultivating your morning cup of coffee beans, like or your even glass of wine. It's really a game changer that ensures that these green-thumbed entrepreneurs don't get plowed under by harsh tax assessments like we are seeing all over the place, like people are seeing in Virginia. I mean, like there have been people that have really just been like burned very badly, like people that got involved in the hemp space back in 2018 with like all the tripping and the dragging with like laws and regulations. I mean, people were taking like you know 10, 20, $30,000 hits that like were very difficult for them to recover from, that they're still recovering from. So these are factors to keep into consideration, you know. Now, while Governor Hochul might not have given the green light to easier tax payments, which is like ultimately what something all these businesses are wanting, like she certainly is setting the stage for a high time in New York's cannabis fields. As the state looks to rake in $1 billion from bud by the year's end, it is really, really clear, guys, that New York is super serious about getting its cannabis market rolling just in time for the holidays. New Yorkers are reminded to shop local, smoke local, which is exactly how we in Virginia should be following them, right? Nothing says happy holidays quite like homegrown herbal cheer, right? I mean, it is written in the soil. And this, if we can like endeavor to try to follow into some of these footsteps, like here down south, we could have a much more equitable environment for ourselves in the coming years. Now, speaking of equitableness in the South, like shifting to Virginia, it does seem like some of the folks in the Virginia General Assembly are rolling up their sleeves again, hoping to spark up a legal cannabis market that Governor Glenn Youngkin previously snuffed out with his veto. Yeah, you heard that right, guys. The battle for bud is back on. Right? Okay, so we got Delegate Paul Krizik and Senator Aaron Rouse, or Rouse. I can't remember how to pronounce it. They're a dynamic duo behind this new renewed push. I wish I knew more about both of them, like the moment, but like the fact that they're pushing like for things within cannabis, I was very excited to like at least learn that. And now they're not tweaking the recipe much, opting to serve up the same bill more or less that previously passed with a bit of bipartisan seasoning. Yes, even some Republicans like that are outside of like, you know, our Roanoke area have found this quite palatable. Although here's where it can get a little sticky. Despite a few nods across the aisle, Governor Youngkin has made very clear about his not-so-chill stance on legalizing retail cannabis. He has thrown around concerns about everything from teen cannabis use to road ruckus, claiming that legal cannabis would lead Virginia down a road paved with more than just good intentions. But let's not forget about the backstory, y'all. Virginia already lets folks hold up to an ounce of cannabis and grow their own plants at home. That's what we already have. And yet none of those things that Governor Youngkin is talking about has happened at all. But without legal dispensaries, right, the only thing growing faster than home gardens is the black market. Now, granted, I do not hate on the black market, not in one least bit. They're trying to fill a need for people. But at the end of the day, though, like, if you got on one hand folks crying so much about the fact that there's a black market, like, because it's like it might be unsafe, yet you're refusing to allow there to be a safe version of it, well, guess what? Like, that's what's gonna happen. Like, and trust and believe, like, that at the end of the day, while there may be some like ne'er-do-wells out there who are trying to sell BS cannabis is not like other drugs, right? Like, what did Biggie say? Never get high on your own supply. He's talking about crack, man. He's talking about crack. Like, yeah, you don't like, yeah, if you're selling crack, you don't want to smoke crack because you become a crackhead. Like, same thing goes with meth. The same thing goes for coke. Same thing goes for all those other like hard like drugs out there that yeah, if you're dealing in it, if you're also using it, it's a slippery slope. That's something that like you hear all the time. Cannabis ain't like that. Like, if I meet somebody that has weed that they're trying to give me and they haven't smoked it, I don't want it. Like, what you mean? What you mean you didn't try this weed? That's because we all know that cannabis is a holistic health product. And that like and that we are all using it for a state of bettering ourselves. And if the surf person trying to hook us up doesn't use it themselves, that tells me there might be something off with it, because like all cannabis, like any cannabis plug I've ever known, like has been a stoner, like point blank period. Yeah. But right, I digress. Well, not really, but like this legislative limbo has left all of us Virginians in a haze of confusion and like illegal pop-ups that are also super confusing, faster than you can say pass the joint. Right? Under the proposed bill, okay, Virginia would finally roll out the red carpet for licensed cannabis retailers. This complete with rules and taxes aimed at at putting to rest, like the illegal market, cloaking, like, what? Advocates, right? That like are proposing this. They have a high hope that this the regulated sales is like also going to pump much needed green into our public coffers and support initiatives like addiction treatment and restorative justice, right? We're talking about, whenever we talk about these types of things, they always talk about, oh, we don't have any money for it. We don't have any money for it. We don't have any money for it. Well, here we go. This is a situation where literally the solution is a very good one that not only will help decrease the problem in its own existence, but the revenue from it can help fight the problems of other types of addiction. Now, despite the governor's cold shoulder, right, Krizik, and Rouse, they're sparking up efforts to light a fire under the bill. Just one more time. First you don't succeed. We're just going to keep on trying. And they're banking on the fact that as Youngkin's term winds down, because he only got I think a year or two left. I can't remember what exactly the term is. I think it's 7 years or something like that. But I know he's up for re-election in 27 or something like that. as this happens, he might be a little more open to compromise, to avoid leaving his office with a legacy littered in unregulated cannabis chaos. Because no matter how he tries to spin it about like, oh, the Democrats, blah 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 blah, literally his entire time in office there's been chaos for the cannabis space, and honestly, it makes him look incompetent. Like, makes him look grossly incompetent. So I'm willing to bet that he really is going to be willing to compromise something towards the end, just so he doesn't look like a full-on idiot. But who knows? Maybe we are underestimating his capacity to be a total moron. Now, meanwhile, and of course, think back to what I said about how revenue for cannabis sales could go towards treating addiction. Just keep that in mind. A recent survey tossed a whole heap of kindling on the debate, showing that a good chunk of Virginians think that toking drivers are just as road ready as the next guy. And this breezy belief underscores the need for some public education on the risks associated with driving high, and so that people really truly have a full understanding of what it actually means. Like, in general, we all know like what drunk driving looks like, experiences like most people are familiar with it, and they don't have to have done it to know it. Like, even just experiencing being drunk, they're and then hearing all the things about driving drunk, it's obvious to put it together. With cannabis, is a little less obvious because there is such a stark amount of the population that has a very strong opinion on the matter who have never consumed cannabis, so they just assume alcohol. Right? We associate things with the closest thing that we can relate to, and most people relate to alcohol. But as the General Assembly gears up to reconvene, though, all the eyes are going to be on this legislative joint. Is it going to light up? Is it going to boat? Is it going to smolder out? Either way, it's pretty clear. Virginia's potluck policy is serving up a dish that is anything but bland. It might be a bit too spicy. Now, remember, guys, right? Tax money to treat addiction levels. This next story really, really I think makes a point for this last story, right? And in fact, here, before we get into this, we're going to hit some more of this Bahama Bussdown, and just kind of fully assess him, because the up with this has started to peter out, and I can start to feel the body relax take over just a little bit more with this buzz. And let's also check the calm out situation. Hey, what up, Alex? What up, Roger? How y'all doing? I smoke a blunt in your bicycle ride to work in the morning. I support it. Yes. Cannabis is a homeostasis regulator. It's an immune system regulator. It the very idea that a person could get too high to be able to competently drive, but then think that they could drive still, only points out how little people understand cannabis. That's saying that we should pass saying that we need to be more mindful about people smoking weed and driving high and being dangerous on the road. It's saying we need to be more mindful about bottom half paraplegics, so that they don't try walking out into an intersection and getting hurt or causing an accident. That's literally never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So why are we having this debate? I mean, that's what it feels like to me. A person getting high and being too high to be able to drive, and then thinking that they can still in fact drive, is as believable to me as someone trying to convince me that a paraplegic that is paralyzed from the waist down would try to walk out into an intersection, in a crosswalk, but that they would try that. It's yeah, I'm sure there's one somewhere, but it doesn't make any sense. Like at that point, like you're looking at some type of comorbidity. Like there's something else going on with that person, and it's not the weed. Like for them, they might be drunk. They might have like some severe mental disturbance that's not related to cannabis. But whatever. I digress. Let's hit this weed. Oh, yeah, let's hit it. Yo, smoke him. Yo, I say I do fuck with that color change. That is so dope. Yo. Yeah. Yo. And honestly, like it's like this piece is like very smooth. Like I knew the Bahama Bussdown was smooth, but this is really, really, really smooth considering. I mean, this is it's like a spoon pipe design. Like I guess sort of like no, I wouldn't call this a steamroller, but like actually I'm gonna try to hit it the other way. Okay, now I don't know which one's the mouthpiece now. Because honestly, that like low key kind of hit better. Felt like a little easier. And that I could like see the bowl more easily too. So I actually think, I feel like I might have been hitting it out the wrong side this whole time. Okay, we'll go ahead and clear a little bit of this out, and I'll pack up another Bolski. Because I mean I'm feeling pretty good. Definitely feeling pretty good, but I'm definitely not like that. Oh yeah, actually just smoking on some crushed truffle. Yeah, nice. Yes, I would say that that what you just said, like having a trip, that would be a situation of another comorbidity where like, no, yeah, tripping on things is not the same as cannabis. Yeah, it augments perception in a way that can come sometimes like impair a person's decision making, which is why doing anything of that sort, like of course in a place where it's legal, is like it's like always like a controlled environment, very controlled. Have a Sherpa. I would suggest looking up what a Sherpa is for that if you've never heard of it. But yeah. yes. Samantha Beard, she yes got me the box and the Gingy. Yes, Gingy. That has to be its name. Not the Oh, wait, not the gumdrop buttons. Yeah, but definitely oh boy, but definitely feeling this Bahama Bussdown. Definitely feeling this Bahama Bussdown. Like much props to Dewey. This is very, very, very well grown. I am like the nice like this gassy earth is in a beautiful balance, and the way that the way the smoke tastes, the way that like it smells on the breakdown. There's so many earth notes at play here. It's a complex like earth, and it's intensely earth. That like it's a credit to like how he's grown that this isn't just like very, very relaxing. I'm sorry, I keep saying grown at this point, of how this was handled in post production, that it still maintained like some good like gassy uplifting notes. Because like I said, this like a cultivar like this that could easily end up being like an over relaxer, just like hit the body real hard and just kind of leave you like and my whole speech pattern, my whole like cadence would be probably like a few like like beats per minute slower. Whereas like honestly, I'm feeling pretty chill right now. Like I'm liking this. Liking this bud. It buzz. It's a very even nice high. And so we'll get a second whiff on this on the fresh grind. And now that my olfactory has been stimulated by the smoke. Oh wow, yeah, the funk on there is much more notable. Like acrid. Leather. Varnish. Like some pepper. Chemo. And there's something else there that's like eluding me. But it's almost like a few different. It's like varnish and like shoe polish, and like leather conditioner. Like I'm smelling a bunch of like types of like earth that I've smelled apart from each other in different cultivars, but not one. But not like all together in one cultivar. In fact, it even kind of busts like some of my own thoughts on cannabis aroma formation, because like a lot of these constituent parts, I kind of felt like the reason why I was like noticing them in different cultivars but never really noticing them all together at once was because they like all their base parts made up most of the same things for each other, so you couldn't really have one without the other. But this is flying in the face of that. Like I mean, granted that like this is like Ganji theory, like but like, you know, like, so there's like a lot more like to that thought. But this is really like lovely. And I was told that like this was like, it was only testing at like I think like 2 to 2.5 like percent aromatic compound like concentration, which I can believe it's not super intense, but there's just such complexity there in the earth, especially as it like has that gas interplay, like lots of different types of chemo notes. Very lovely. Look forward to smoking more of this. Yes. I mean, I'm like, and I say I'm typically like not much of a spoon pipe like person. Even though like I have been meaning to get one, so this is awesome. Like perfect timing. But like it's like very smooth. Yeah, very smooth. All right. Okay, now we're gonna try hitting it the other way. I'm gonna hit it out. What I originally thought to be the carb might actually be the mouthpiece. Oh shoot, that's why the bite mark is here, because they want me to be like oh, I'm dumb. And also here like and then the name's on the outside like that, so when I'm hitting it, you can see the name. This is like, oh my gosh, they wanted me to unbox this on camera. They've actually made a piece with the expectation that it was going to be seen on screen. That's a wild thought. That's a wild thought. All right, so I'm gonna. Oh yeah, what up, Aaron? How you doing, bro? Yes. Bahama Bussdown. Yeah, absolutely. That's what this is. Yes, bite to cook off. Yeah, hold on, I'm gonna eat this, and then I'm gonna get a real gingerbread man cookie. Because like I'm hitting a gingerbread man. I might as well eat a gingerbread man. All right, well, I'm gonna melt my freaking mic. I'm gonna melt my mic. All right. Cheers, y'all. No, I think I was wrong. I think this is the carb. Because now it's not clearing, it's just filling up with more smoke as I hit it. See? But when I flip it around, it clears it. It clears it. So I was right. I was right the first time. The second time I was like, so I guess it's like hit it from the side if you want to just like power chief through this thing, but hit it from this side if you want to clear it. Which like it sounds kind of gross, the idea of hitting it out of the carb, but like these days I clean my pieces like pretty heavily, and this is the piece I would want to keep clean. So honestly, I think yeah, we're trying to finish this through the carb hole. Yeah. Yeah. What up, Grant? How you doing, bruh? Yes, yeah. This Bahama Bussdown is pretty fire. That's what we're toking on right now. All right, now I do feel like I'm eating this thing. Man, it just keeps filling up with smoke, but I gotta say, like, this is actually pretty dope. Although I feel like it's begging me to just keep hitting it. Oh god. Oh god, this Bahama Bussdown's starting to whip my ass. Oh man. Oh man. Oh my god, this is the Bahama Bus ass. Oh damn. I mean, I gotta say, like, it had me coughing, but that's just because there was like so much residue smoke at once, and kind of the heat. But like, this is actually like, this is hidden. Like, it's smooth. Like, all things considered. Hold on, let me not melt my mic. Holy. Whew. Okay, that was a bigger bowl than the first bowl. You know, you get that point where like you take a hit and it just has you kind of like just yeah. Okay, we're gonna pause with that. Hold on, here we're gonna clear it, and we'll finish it. We'll finish it after this next story, which yeah, I'm glad I'm gonna feel a little nice bakey for. Alright, so I told you guys to keep in mind how they're talking about how like cannabis revenue could bring in money to help with fighting drug addiction, okay? Now, with that in mind, some high-flying news from the world of science to chew on and for politicians to consider, okay? Recent research has shown that lighting up a bit of cannabis can lead to some unexpected green lights in public health. Specifically, a sharp decline in opioid overdose deaths in the United States. All right, so this study, right, there was originally covered, I think, like Mercury Rising, or that press, but also originally reported in the Social Science Research Network. All right, this article tells us that states where you can chill with Mary Jane legally see fewer sad days due to opioid tragedies. Guys, researchers found a drop in about 3.5 deaths per 100,000 people. Guys, that's a stat that even a stone statistician can't ignore. All right, 3.5 per 100,000 deaths, like, drop in states. All right, so this like team of scientists from the Texas Tech University and some other very like let's say mentally endowed places use what they call a C and S approach. Okay, and basically what this like is like they crunch the numbers. And discovered that states who got on the pot bandwagon early in the opioid crisis saw the biggest benefits. It's like being early to a potluck and getting the first pick of the brownies. Only these brownies save lives. Now, while the paper hasn't been peer reviewed yet, which I mean, that's just kind of like waiting for like your buds to pass judgment on your homegrown. Right? The findings are lighting up conversations nationwide on whether or not Mary Jane could be the new hero in the battle against the opioid epidemic, which many of us within the cannabis space and many people who are former opioid addicts can already attest, right? She's not just here for the party, Mary Jane. She's here to help. Now, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, right, there is more news. This research is paving the way for even more studies on legalizing cannabis, how that can affect other opioid-related health issues. Now, researchers are hinting that the same approach may even help evaluate other health policies or pharmacological advances. So, this is awesome, right? Who knew that this humble herb could help do so much and help in like such an amazing way. These basically the way this is all looking is that like as more states roll out recreational cannabis laws, and the Medical Cannabis Policy Advisory Board in Utah, as they nod along with these similar findings, it's becoming very clear, guys, that cannabis might just be less problematic of a pain reliever, and it might be the solution that we've been hoping for. Now, with this in mind, right, the next time you pass a dispensary, or your friend is talking about a really extra relaxing cultivar, remember, it's not just about getting high, it's about keeping the overdose stats low, okay? Because you can decide that you want to stop smoking weed for 2 to 3 months, right? And then after that 2 to 3 months, decide that you're gonna go and smoke weed again, and you not really thinking about the fact that it's been 2 to 3 months, but more caught up in the ritual and excitement of smoking weed again. The last time you smoked weed, it was some diamonds and sauce, which the reason was part of the reason why you were wanting to maybe take a break in the first place, because flour wasn't really doing it, and even diamonds and sauce was just I don't know, it was just kind of losing its for you. But you decide to do a nice big dab of some diamonds and sauce, and you get super duper 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 high, and you start to feel kind of dizzy, and you need to get some air, and you drink some water, and you start sweating a whole bunch, and then you feel a little bit nauseous, and then eventually all of that starts to fade, you feel better, and then and you're ugh. It's never going to happen in that situation. You're not going to die from the cannabinoids in your system. That's not going to happen. Now, if you take that same exact situation and you replace it with an opiate, for somebody who is struggling with opiate addiction, and they get clean for a few months, right, because they are progressively doing more, and it was causing more problems in their life, and it was whatever, and then they relapse and do a large amount like they were used to doing, what's gonna happen? It could happen, right? But we're looking at all this. Not only could revenue from cannabis taxes, right, be an aid to fighting the addiction, help fighting addiction and fund addiction treatments. The very presence of the drug itself legally decreases opiate addiction. Now, from New York's and innovative marketplaces, right, that we talked about earlier, to Virginia's legislative halls, and the national recognition of cannabis in public health. I am today's episode underscores a really dynamic shift towards embracing cannabis, right? We have a bowl here that was specifically made, right, like in a manner to be like hit and shown, like and shown off, right? Cannabis is like at a point where we have mystery boxes, that we have farmers markets that are getting approved, while in other states are being denied. But the fact that a state is approving it means that like we're still making some progress. I know a lot of times it feels like we're taking like 2 steps forward, like 3 steps back, but every once in a while we're taking like 3 steps forward and like 2 steps back. Alright, that still makes us a step ahead. Granted, it might leave us at net zero considering the last step situation, but you know, we just keep working on our steps, and learning from other people's steps. Now, as we continue to navigate these changes, we gotta remember the future of cannabis is not just about enjoyment, but it's about enhancing lives, fostering community, and building it's like sustainable and safe industry where everyone within it like feels like supported, like feels empowered to like pursue their dreams within it, whether it's to work in that space, like consume of that space without like fear of of judgment or reprisal, like, or be an entrepreneur in that space, like to help foster like a greater and more dynamic ecosystem, like financially for our area. I mean, living in Virginia, like Southwest Virginia, we have businesses closing all the time. And Roanoke lost Norfolk and Sutherland. Cannabis represents a huge industry that could save so many lives, like through its medicine, through its empowerment, through its finances. I mean, anyone that's against that is against like fundamental well-being of society, especially in a time where we're struggling so much. Now, that's also why I'm confident that we will see like the change that we are looking for. We gotta keep fighting. We gotta keep representing. We gotta keep speaking up. Um, we gotta keep investing in each other. Yeah, and we will see it through. Like it's always going to seem most bleak right before it gets like brighter, and I have been really good at seeing and like sniffing out things like right before it's about to like happen. And a lot of times like I just like through society was taught to ignore my gut on things, but I've been paying attention to it more and more and more, and I'm noticing that it's right, and not even because there's something special about me, but because in all of us, in all of our interconnectivity, and all of our 99.99% similarity, like we have the ability to like understand the infinite possibilities of ourselves all around us, to understand like what like future, at least like in the local sense, could happen, so long as we don't allow artificial sources to mess with our minds. Like, yo, guys, I'm not we read more, like we need to like communicate with each other more, and also we gotta be real careful about I don't know, like what a lot of what digital media like tells us, as far as like a lot of these like memes and like out of context reels and whatnot. Like I've always been very suspicious of it, but at the end of the day, we gotta think for ourselves. Like we also gotta make sure that as a part of thinking for ourselves, that that we do it in ways that matter, which also mean focusing on what's going on around us, the people around us. Abraham Lincoln once said that if there was ever a person that he met that he didn't like, that just told him that he needed to get to know them better. And while that doesn't mean that every person that we're ever going to meet we're just going to like, But what that does mean, though, is that there are lots of other opportunities out there that are lost because of like misunderstandings and not really just like seeing it for what it is. And too often, it's just easier to scroll. And when we scroll, we get told lies constantly. Um, it's easier to live in a lie sometimes because like you don't have to think about it more than like a little bit deepness because you know it's all not true. So you're just tickling your brain, like hoping it doesn't notice it's getting boiled. But we focus more on talking with each other more, like exploring each other's ideas, trying to see how it all interconnects, and that's where we find like deeper satisfaction. Like I had friends sharing their ideas and their dreams for like businesses and creating things for the future, and those types of things are going to be what lead to some of the most meaningful successes, like in any type of like medium term like of our lives, unless we plan on just uprooting ourselves and going like wherever, whatever, which I mean that is a part of life. Opportunities are there, but we got to focus on what's like what is around us, and if that includes, even if there are opportunities like in other areas, that's a part of your bubble. But as we do that more and focus on that, that's where like the power is. Yeah, that's where the power is. Now, too, give yourself that much respect to think about it, to like be around others. I mean, it could be easy sometimes also to like just kind of just like smoke weed, chill at home. Like when we don't have to like work or do shit. But it loses opportunities. And also, if it's just the fact that you like smoking relaxing stuff mostly, so you just get kind of couch locked before you go. If there's any way to delay that, like consuming that until you're like more in the space that you're like at or about to be at that space, or maybe already in the process of transition into that space, it'll hit different and it'll be a different experience. I mean, cannabis works dynamically with us. The Gorilla Gas. Now this is Bahama Bussdown. What up, Dustin? Yeah, I'm actually like, we're I have sampled it. I'm actually about to hit it again. Got this little ginger spoon pipe. Yeah, cheers. That's some cool color change action. Yeah, Bahama Bussdown is. Yeah. That's pretty nice. Although the bottom of this bowl is a little hot. Yeah. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind. Yeah. I mean, this is a cool novelty. Definitely, this is definitely one that like, this will earn itself a spot, like on the shelf, but it'll likely like probably stay there like till next Christmas. But I'll definitely rock with this all week. Yeah, little ginger. Yeah, we're gonna get Gingy real stoned this week. Oh yeah, Dustin, you're smoking on that Bahama Bussdown too? Yeah, right. It's good, isn't it? Yeah, very dope, very dope. Yeah, Dewey, he did some very solid work. Yeah. Shit. Well, okay, so since some of you guys like are coming in like a bit like later, we wouldn't like check back out some of the things from the box. So we had got right. This is the piece for it. This is a spoon pipe. Here, actually, we can switch to the bottom camera. I think this will be a little better. Here. It's a very, very like cavitous, like a spoon pipe by Cannabis. Oh, not the gumdrop buttons. All right, I'm not gonna say that anymore. Yeah, pretty good, pretty dope. See, there's a carb here. and also the mouthpiece here, and I am certain of that now. You can hit it either way, like, and if it's clean, it doesn't really matter. But if you hit it from here, because like the carbs over on this side and the bowl's here, it kind of pulls from both equally, so it just keeps filling it up with smoke. So if you want to power hit it through, like just want to drain the bowl immediately, hit it from the arm. But if you're having like, you know, if you want to clear it, you want to hit it from like the head. So heck, maybe they did that on purpose. Like, I don't know. But yes, also that you know, there's a blue lighter. There's a like one of like the circular types. Yeah, pretty dope. I got one like that. I don't use this towel too much, but like I guess like I actually, you know, I bet you they're going with this now because it's way easier to light. Like, you know, I don't have to rip a like the cage out of it like with a Bic. There's like little like a little turn things on it. Like, it's super easy to light. I'm more of a fan of like torches. So I mean, so I like it. But yeah, I still have mixed feelings on torch. I mean, I'm not so bougie that like, I mean, if the only lighter I got is like a Bic, like, or whatever, I'll use it. Like that's I've got a Bic in my purple case. In fact, this will replace what's in that. But you know, there's a flavor with it, you know, like you know, it's like a butane flavor with it. I think in a way it's kind of like with blunts, you know, where like the first time ever smoking a blunt, like if it's like your first time smoking weed, it might be a little different. But like if it's if you smoked weed before and it's your first time smoking a blunt, you're really gonna taste the tobacco in it, especially if you came into it like later in the blunt. And then after a while, and maybe like you mostly smoke blunts or something like that, like you're not really gonna notice the flavor anymore. And I think it's kind of like that, like, cause I mean, there for the longest time, like I would like use like a Bic, like whatever, and I wouldn't notice any like butane with it. Like, definitely noticed it with the crack lighters, like, you know, like there's clear like ones. But with the Bics, like I mean, I wouldn't notice it, but then like I would get like a torch for a bit, you know, and like because it burns clean, there's no flavor, like, or I would like smoke joints like for a bit, and joints, like, while you still can get a lighter flavor, you can even get more of a lighter flavor if you're not careful. Like, I would light joints more carefully because, like, you know, like if a joint burns too hot, you lose the flavor. But then I would do that for a bit and then come back to a lighter or whatever, and then like hit it and just get that butane flavor, and it would just like it just put me off a bit. And then you talk about the benzene and all that other stuff. So I don't know. I'm always kind of like iffy about that. I mean, but it also could be one of those things where like there's so many other problems out there, and cannabis is like anti-mutagenic anyway, that like really it's not that big of a deal for us. So I mean, just a flavor thing. Now, for as far as flavors go, if I got something that's already kind of gassy, like a Bic in a weird way can actually kind of accentuate like the flavor a little bit, like, and not in the sense of like, oh, that's gross, you're just smoking like gas. Like, I mean, like, flavors are flavors, you know. If there's a weed that has a kind of like a tobacco-y, like, or a mocha deep, like, you know, like coffee hashy like flavor to it, like it could like taste better in a blunt than it would in a joint, just because like the blunt is going to complement those flavors, you know what I mean? So that's like in the same way that like, yeah, like with something like just like really gassy, like, you know, like sometimes a Bic can like make it seem even gassier, like but I digress. So there's also these rice, these Vibe rice paper cones that came with it, like some king sized, and that's like 3 of those. So that's pretty cool. And there's a juicy rolling tray, with like a certificate of authenticity. But look at that. Yeah, that's whoops. That's pretty cool. Now, pretty basic. It'll be a nice little like travel tray. I mean, I get the travel tray I have right now is like a full size tray, and I've been thinking for a while about replacing that with a smaller tray, just so like I could be like less clunky with my bag. Cause honestly, I don't really use the tray that much, and when I do, like, I'm never going full production like with it. Like, I mean, with something like this, I could easily like. This could be a very like if I use the space smart, like this would be great on the go, like really, really perfect on the go. There's also this this shirt, this home for the holidays. Yeah, so that's kind of cool there. Like a little compliment that like the gingy pipe. I will I wear this? No. Well, will I wear this Christmas morning? I don't know. I might. I don't know. I'd like that would be an interesting bag of worms to open up for the extended family. Yes, and then also last but not least, certainly not least, this raw stocking. Oh, this which is it's grand. It's grand. It's definitely going to be hanging up as a decoration. Like I wet like that'd be so funny. Like I spend I do Christmas with my girl's family, and while they're not like really anti-cannabis, they're definitely like very uncomfortable about it, and are also like hard to talk about stuff like that with them. So I don't know. Maybe that's the way. Maybe that's a conversation starter. But yeah, right. Oh, Alex said you would definitely rock it. Yeah, so I might. I don't know. We'll see. Oh my God, like I think it's a good way to ask for there to be nothing in it. Yeah, like I swear, man. Like the petty towards cannabis can be real sometimes. Yeah. Oh, Dustin, you said you used to get the hemper boxes. Yeah, the hemper boxes. Yeah, I've thought about getting those before, actually. Like, you like them? I've been thinking about getting like the hemper boxes. It's just like my always thing is like I've always been kind of like iffy about spoon pipes, because like I don't want a whole bunch of spoon pipes, like, you know. Since some water pipes would be cool. But like I've also like I like to collect like some pieces, but I also liked honestly there's like almost a point where I'm not even entirely sure always what I'm looking for in a piece. I just like see it, and then something about it speaks to me. I know like right now I'm looking for like a smaller bubbler, to either like replace my current rig for dabs, or to be my new rig for dabs, or to be my new like small water flower piece. But nothing I've seen is like really, I don't know, like really like spoken to me like quite yet. Like to the extent that I'm not even sure what I'm looking for anymore. Because I've enjoyed a lot of pieces I've hit, but like I don't know, like I've seen like some Fabergé eggs even that like look pretty cool, but I'm just like, do I want that though? Like I don't know. But you know, it is what it is. I'm feeling very thoroughly high from that Bahama Bussdown, to the extent that was quite the rant there. And if you have stuck out, stuck it out with me up to this point, thank you very much. I love you. And very, very awesome seshing with you tonight. Yeah, say I'm gonna be, hope it'll be a good Christmas for all of you guys out there. My birthday is gonna be the day after Christmas. So that's always a thing, very fun. Yeah, so I usually celebrate like after the fact, or before the fact. This year it's gonna be after the fact. So yeah, hopefully I get to see some good peeps. I hope everyone gets to see the people that you care about. I look forward to seeing you all next week. Where I guess we'll be doing our New Year's episode, and I will also be having on a special guest, which will soon to be announced. So good things on the horizon. Oh, haha. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, bro. Uh, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great night. Um, Make sure that you are making time for yourself every day. Make sure that you are showing yourself love every day. Um, and if the weed's making you cough too much, don't smoke it. Get it checked out. I am. Yes, one love. Peace, y'all.